swallows will be here by dawn. And when we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. A significant life, just what it was needed. Clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead. And in the eyes of time, nobody is losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Ramona. I push back the serious feeling, the end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
Ugh. Okay. I'm here. I'm alive. Gosh, why is it always so dark? I had to post about this on Instagram before I became camera-fied. So, let me fix this though, because this is always wrong. Let's see, camera controller. It always needs to be adjusted. What? Lucy, are you hungry? What? You have to go talk to Daddy. I can't do it for you right now. Hi, Dana. Oh, well, come take a break. Did you ever do any more crocheting, or or do you still not know how? I will show you what I'm making. Let's see, I just need to fix this because it's wrong. I think that this light isn't bright enough is what it is. Aha! That was the problem. I just have to make it look like I'm not trying to share a scary story. No, my eyebrows. Ugh. Male, please show me. Not really. You do need some hobbies. Making things is a great hobby, because then you feel like you're preparing for the apocalypse at the same time you're making something cute. Let's see. I am making, it's called the Lost Souls shawl. I found the pattern because someone else is making it, and actually this pattern maker is awesome, and she doesn't care if you make shawls to sell using her pattern. You just have to credit her. I'm not making this to sell, but fun fact, you can. Look. It is skulls. It is many skulls. Isn't that so fun? I love it so much. I'm making it for for a birthday party and then for the Ren Fair. I think it's so fun. I'm gonna be a cool witchy situation for the birthday party. Why is my hair so weird today? I swear. What are you up to? What do you know otherwise? I'm just here. Let's see, I think I might just start crocheting. I've never crocheted on a live stream before, so I don't actually know what I'm doing. And I need to fix this. I have like a pad on my chair, and then it always gets scooted too far forward, and then I can feel the line of it on my butt, and that cannot stand. But also I need it because otherwise I'm sitting too low on my desk and I can't lift my chair up any higher. And my computer screen can't go any lower, so I have to. Hey, Baba. I say no, you're so hungry. How was work? I'm assuming you just got home recently. Let's see. What did I do today? Restock. I did restock. I did research. I think I'm going to expand my little needle cases that I have that are very, very popular. I think I'm going to expand my color offerings. So I was reaching out to manufacturers and talking to them. Lots of Mandarin speaking people, so it's the translation's tricky. Let's see. I have to make sure I can focus. I wonder if, yes, this is good. My brain is soup. Yeah, I got you. From the firehouse? What are you talking about? Why don't I remember? Firehouse. Okay. I was like, is that a thing? I just have never heard before? I'm so confused.
Who are you with?
It's Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Hello, Dana. Okay, I have to. This focus is gonna be a nightmare. I might put it on auto.
Goose.
And just let it
Can you
figure
stop
itself out.
bothering Mama?
Let me know if you can hear my camera focusing. We'll see if the microphone picks it up or not. That's annoying. I used to pick it up when I had to use. This is the only camera I had for a while when I used it for vlogging. It would be so loud and annoying. Not really. Okay, let me know if that changes. Just need to. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can. Info? Where's info? I don't remember any of this. I don't remember these buttons when I can't see them. I have to look and see. Hey, Danny. How are you doing? This is cute. This is fun. Girl, let me see. I need to find the info button. There it is. I always forget which camera is which. I guess I can't undo that.
Come on, you.
That's gonna be annoying.
Come on, if your brother's gonna eat everything.
Hello, you're doing good? That's great news. We're crocheting tonight, which is a whole fun learning curve for the camera. Because crocheting is not nearly such a flat surface, so it's harder for the camera to see what's happening. Are you still working on your game, Danny? Let's see who else shows up tonight. Since I moved things earlier, it's a little bit different. Nice. Are you able to play the whole game on controller, or is it just like the first little parts? Grant's yelling at the computer. Oh, hi Grant! Hello, how are you doing? I wonder if I can just zoom this in. OBS, I am so skilled. Wow. Okay, well that works. I need to do it a little tiny bit more. Okay, don't mind me. We're messing around while no one's here, really. I just want to make it so that you can't see. There you go. -1 niche feature. Oh no, and also I tried to get my nails done today, but the gal that I love was too busy today. So unfortunately, I have to wait. Wah wah. So my nails are just what they are. That's too bright. Says he likes your bluey nails. They are very blue. See, where am I? Oh, okay, we're starting a new row. We have to do the bridge of the skull. Why does this not keep playing? Let's get it here. Just changing music. My nails, yeah, because I'm doing this witchy theme for a party coming up, I am also going to be doing my nails for that, so they won't be blue for very much longer. I tried to get it in today. My lady was busy because she is popular. So I will be doing that tomorrow instead. Need something very vampy. But I think I want to keep the length because I actually do like this length. They've been growing out. I like them pretty long. Makes typing harder, but you can't stop me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that I'm not surfing. I probably could have them surfing too. I would just need to keep them shorter. But we were always too poor for that. Okay, I have to look at this pattern also, because it is too much to remember. I can't remember it without the pattern. It's too much. Because the repeating rows are like 1, 2, 3. There's like 9 repeating rows. It's too much. Let's see, Daniel. You can play the entire game on controller minus one niche feature. I'm struggling to figure out how to better integrate the spell editor with my game. It's really not needed. The issue is I put too much work into it for nothing. Sometimes, Daniel, you just gotta cut your losses. That is, that's something I learned in art school. The hardest part of being an artist is learning when to edit. I think it's the same with writing books and stuff. Like, just being able to edit is a key feature of successful creators, and it's brutal and it's hard, and that's why people aren't good at it. It's a skill to like say, okay, that was a nice idea, but it's not gonna work, bye, and then move on. Something I struggle with all the time, but maybe this is one of those moments. Just a thought. Otherwise, what's new? Everything feels crazy right now. I'm trying not to be on social media because every single piece of news I see just gets worse and worse. So instead I'm hanging out on my Discord groups and talking to locals. Trying to focus on that. We also have neighbors that seem really nice that I'm like so tempted to be like, hi neighbor, let's be friends. And then I also feel like, what if they're not actually cool? And then I'm just like stuck being their neighbor and they want to be friends, but then like I don't want to be friends anymore. Then what do I do? But my desk is right by this window right here. It's the sliding door. I see everyone going up and down the stairs every day and they seem so nice. Sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with that. I don't know how to take it off. I probably could figure it out in the settings, but I just do not feel like doing that right now. One, 2, 3. I can't even tell you how many times I had to redo pieces of this pattern because I just kept messing it up before I kind of like got into the rhythm of doing the same things repeatedly. It was quite frustrating at first. And I'm really out of practice with crochet too. Bye Dana, love you! Yeah, for sure, so much. So much to catch up on. 4, 5, 6. I'm also 2 followers away from 7,000, which is crazy and fun. So, hopefully I will remember to look at my studio whenever that happens. Because I mostly don't really look at those numbers. But I just saw, as I was getting on here, how close I am. I purposefully got really cheap yarn for this because I wasn't sure if I was going to use it for anything beyond this costume, so I didn't want to put too much into it. But I don't love this yarn. I would prefer a smooth ombre instead of like this 2-strandy situation. So now that I know that I do like making this, maybe I'll redo it in a different yarn at some point. But I still have hope. I just need to find a way for it to be a necessity. Adding more harder enemies as you progress will force the player to edit their spells. That makes sense. I am hot. I text Vincent and tell him I need him to turn my fan on. Hey Vince, can you turn my fan on low for me? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is warm. It's because of the afternoon sun. Thank you. Oh shoot.
I'm about to go, by the way.
Okay. Vincent's going to the barbershop. Go do manly things. 5:36? You can just text me.
Okay.
Keep in contact.
I just buy some more milk. Like that.
Did you want to do takeout or no?
Yeah. So if the timeline is right, like I probably should go pick up the mail too.
Yeah. Yeah, you just walk in. You have to do that. It's closed by the... Like, you need to do that now then. Right now.
Well, if I can, we'll do that right now. I don't know if I have enough time to go there.
Just go in, check out the line, and then leave. If it's too long.
Well,
It is... Usually, though, they do let people skip the line. If you're just picking up mail, there's usually someone else there that's like, is anyone just picking up? And you can go. Just pay attention. I've been able to skip the line both times, so.
yeah. Just start thinking about what you want to eat.
Okay. We've had tacos twice this week, so not Mexican food. Yeah, I am worried about finishing this on time. Because I also need to sew the other parts of Vince and I's costumes. So I was like, well, I guess this is what we're doing tonight. You get yourself some pizza? We need to make pizza in our little restaurant and plate up, I think. Oh, do Mom and Devel only have cauliflower pizza? They don't get you any normal pizza? Yeah. You don't need cauliflower pizza. Daniel, I wish you could come hang out at our house. That'd be fun. But alas. I am deep into my statistics class, and it's actually easier than I thought it would be, so that's good. All of the math skills are coming back to me, the math skills that I didn't ever really have. But I am doing my best. Let's see. And I still love my mentor so much. He's so nice and encouraging. I talk to him on Thursdays. So Thursdays are my social days. I have a mentor call in the morning, and then I get work done, and then I have stream in the afternoons. I was in the day feeling really talked out. But I kind of like having it all in one day. It feels like a fun reset from like just I do so much work alone, quietly, in my office all day. It's nice to have something else to look forward to on Thursdays. Hopefully the cats are good and fed. Vincent fed them before he left, so we will see. Putting this over here. I'm tired of having it in my hard to unroll. Well, I hope some of my crocheting friends show up so that we can all crochet together. I don't usually crochet. Six, 7. This is the chin of the You see fast food restaurant pizza? Yeah. I like making pizza in the plate up restaurant. I think it's fun. What's your favorite fast food pizza, Daniel? That's the real question. This is very important. My favorite has changed over the years, personally. Trying to think of if there's anything else new. There isn't really. For once. I did get my new The Grim Needleminder posted today, so it's finally available for people to buy. I don't know why, I think I felt nervous about posting it, so it took me a minute. Maybe Papa John's. Papa John's does have good crust. I love Domino's these days. I think it's just because it's the cheapest, to be honest, so it like feels the most satisfying to eat. But I like their like deals for like you can get multiple things for like $6 or $7 each. Because I really like some of their like cheesy flatbread situations. There's one with bacon and jalapeno. It's super good. That I really love. That's Goose. He is eating a cardboard box. You loving it? He loves a cardboard box. Yeah, Daniel, we'll have to figure out a time for me to come over. I was gonna ask about tonight, but I am just too tired. And I still have school to catch up on, so I'll probably be doing that tonight, honestly. Saturday we're seeing cousins, so we can't do that. I'll have to do sometime next week, like early in the week maybe. Let me know when you're free. I know you're mostly home, but still. You might have friends over or something. Free all the time every day. Ew. Domino's for school does not sound good. It has to be like really fresh. IMO. Otherwise it's not good. What Vince and I have had the most of in the last year is Costco pizza. It's because that Costco that was like walking distance from the beach where we used to surf a lot. So we would just go there for cheap food all the time. True, you just have an awkward 3 months off compared to everybody else. Almost to the end. The longer each row takes, as I keep adding skulls onto it, the harder it is to remember that I'm still doing the same row. Feels like I should be on to the next row now, but I'm not. Yeah, Costco, it's like, it's actually not my super favorite, but it is just a good size. So you get like a good bang for your buck. 2, 3, and it is plenty greasy. There's fun like regional chains too in different parts of the country that are good. I can't think of a single one now, but there's been some in other places that we've had that are like tasty. California does have a lot of good pizza, in fact. I can't even remember the last time that we got takeout pizza. We had takeout pizza, our friends brought Barrows over the other, like when we had game night with them a while back, but other than that, we've just been making our own at home. Oh, I lost me. There we go. There we go. Last one. We really have cut down on our like takeout in general so much lately, which is nice. Vince just texted me. You want to know what he said? He forgot his wallet. So he has to come back and get it. I need to text him back real fast. Tell him what to do. Oh no. I gotta grab this. Oh, I'm not tall enough. My arms are too short. Jeez. My arms are much too short for that. Okay. There we go. I am just very mentally tired. And I'm frustrated I can't get all the work done every week that I want to be getting done. School is definitely taking up more of my mental energy than I want it to. But I also feel like I just need to get stronger, get better at it, expand my capacity, as they say. So I'm trying to push myself, but it definitely makes streams harder when I'm so just worn out. I'm doing math all day. I will say though, I actually do enjoy math. I didn't think that I would, but I actually enjoy solving problems. It's just learning how to apply it and like learning like what I'm supposed to be doing with it in the real world is like where it gets trickier. might switch to cross stitch at some point, but I'm actually making pretty good progress on this. There's Vince getting his wallet. Anyway, if you're here, make sure to introduce yourself because I can only see a number. I can't see people, and I'd love to hear what you're working on. I'm working on the Lost Soul shawl, which is kind of fun and spooky, or a witch costume for a birthday party / the Ren Fair. We're crocheting for the first time in a long time. I felt very out of practice when I started this. It has been forever. Capture like a pattern again. Every single time, this is so much. What is everyone working on? Beyond this, let's see what other projects I have going on. I'm trying to figure out making cross-stitch kits for my Etsy shop, which I've been wanting to do for forever, but I couldn't really do it while we were living in a van full-time because there was nowhere to put those kinds of supplies. And then, so that's really fun. I would love to like see my patterns more tangibly, if that makes sense. And then that also means that it's easier to do stuff like markets if I have more physical goods, because a lot of my stuff is, you know, digital. So I'm trying to figure that out. I am in the middle of creating like a Fourth Wing inspired needle minder that I think will be super cute. I have a good idea for it, but I'm not done with the art, so it's not ordered yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, gotta count. And I'm trying to get back to making, I used to make a cross stitch pattern every single week and post on my Etsy shop. I did that for like almost the first year of my shop. I have quite a few patterns. But I took a break from that when I started creating needle minders. And now I really want to get back to doing patterns too. So I'm trying to figure that out. That's the hard thing I'm having. That's the thing I'm having a hard time fitting into my schedule because it's just so creative. I'm also working on some Twilight projects. Twilight patterns for a very special Twilight project, rather. So that's really fun. Let's see. 1, 2. I have the mock-ups done for those. How do you do a professional mock-up? I have never worked with like a professional publisher on cross-stitch patterns before, and I feel very out of my element, out of my depth. I know how I make them. I know how, like, the programs that I use and how I compile them into a nice PDF. And I know all the things that I like to have in a pattern that I do for my own stuff, but like, what about for a publisher? So I'm trying to figure that out also, and it's kind of, that's like one thing that's anxiety inducing for me. It feels like a performance pressure. It shouldn't be. They're mock-ups for patterns. They have to get approved by Lionsgate, who owns Twilight. So it's very official. So I had to stick with stuff that's like more movie themed, and then they're also 3-inch patterns, so they're tiny, which just adds to like the difficulty of them. You think that smaller patterns are easier, but they are not. The bigger a cross-stitch pattern is, the easier it is to design, because the more it can just be like, the more flexibility you have with lines. 1, 2, 3. And one of the really hard things with especially small patterns is that like text. Text is always tricky with a cross-stitch pattern. It's always the thing that takes the longest and the most finagling and, you know, moving stuff around and seeing how things work. But like once they're on the page. But when they're tiny, it is so much harder, and you're basically limited to doing back stitching instead of like, you know, pixel art type font, which just makes things more advanced on the making side of the cross-stitch pattern. So it's not like back stitching is trickier for beginners. So there's that element too that you have to think about, if like depending on who it's for. And you don't want the whole thing to be backstitch, because then it's like might as well be embroidery. The point of cross stitch is that it's like you know, squares. Little tiny squares. So I don't like doing things that are all backstitched. It's just like, then it's like, okay, it would be so much easier if this was just an embroidery project and I could just follow the lines and like make a nice line, printed line situation and stitch over it. With cross stitch, it's like you have to do that with added difficulty because it has to be squared off. So let's see. So there's several ideas that I had that are just like not gonna work because it is too small, which was frustrating. I had my four strongest ideas are what I'm gonna send off for the mock-ups because I need 4 anyway. But I wanted to have some backups that I could send over in case they really hated one of them. But all the ones that I tried that were my backups just are not working for me. So I have what I have. I'll send it off. We'll see how I feel. I told them I'm not sending it off until agreement's in place. So I don't care if that makes it quicker on the pattern making side. I actually already have the patterns made. So I just need to edit them if I get feedback that things need to be changed. And I need to stitch them up. 2, 3, 4, 5. I might need to get some 3-inch hoops for that. We will see. They definitely need to fit inside of it. I think one thing that I don't have that I probably would like to add is like some shorter phrases. I don't really have, like, Twilight doesn't have a lot of shorter phrases. They're all just like sentences. You know, like Game of Thrones has like Mother of Dragons. Harry Potter has The Boy Who Lived. The Office has Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica. But like Twilight doesn't have a lot like that. It's all like, you nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster, or I have loved you for 1,000 years, or Bella, where the hell you been, Loca? Like, there's really long phrases that make patterns even trickier. So it's definitely a challenge. It feels good to be challenged, and it feels good to get paid to be challenged. But it's still a challenge. And the publisher, I'm not sure how picky they are. It's hard to find a balance between like stuff that's really commercially accessible and stuff that I think is like really interesting and fun still. I don't want it to be too bland because I'm more creative than that. But it also, if it's too quirky, then it's not gonna work. One that I didn't do that I probably should do is it's the fluorescence with some like eyes, Edward eyes. I could do that. I think I could do that in black and the brown that I'm already using because I have to have a really limited color palette also, like 4 or 5 colors max. That even makes it more tricky. Never crocheted on a live stream before, so I have no idea. I have no idea if it looks good at all. Hopefully you can even see what I'm doing the littlest bit. I've had to change how I do tension with this one. Usually I kind of am like holding the yarn more in this hand, just squeezing it, but my nails are too long. I'm stabbing myself in the palm if I hold it like that. So I've had to adjust, and now I wrap it around my pinky, which is harder for me to do because I'm just not used to it. Feels like a challenge. But yeah, it's nice to take a little break from cross stitch. And I just really want to do more physical products. I have another needle minder coming in the mail any day now. They ship pretty fast once they're made. It's a new Inner Circle Nightcourt one, which I love. I really need to start like going through all of my needle minders that are sold out and remaking them in my own style and ordering them. But there's a balance between like ordering them so that they can sell and I can make enough money to support my business, and then also like having the funds up front to order them in the first place. Once they're up in my shop, I know that they will be liked and they will sell, but the hard part is just getting. It's like an investment in the beginning, but it's just like money that we'd be living on if it wasn't money I was putting in the business. So I have to balance that, which is tricky. And I also need to reorder all my needle cases. I'm thinking about maybe expanding my collection. I have 4 pastel ones and 1 metallic one right now. And the metallic one's been really popular, so I kind of feel like I want to do like a metallic collection or maybe like a jewel tone collection. I just feel like different strokes for different folks. I know that they would sell. The problem has just been inventory, but I have space. So I don't need to only do pastel if I don't want to. I think I'll hold off on jewel tone, but I would really like to do metallic. Like, I have the magenta that is really popular actually. I didn't think it would be, but it is. And I could add like rose gold. I could do magenta, rose gold, silver. Or I could add gold in there too. 5, 6, 7. I have to pause and count, otherwise I lose track. I probably should, because I have 4 pastels, and then I could have like 4 pastels, 4 metallics. I think that would be fun. So that's what I'm thinking about. Tell me your thoughts. Is that a good idea? Would people like it? I think that they would. And what I've really been wanting to do is like make a like multiple, you know, discount for multiple kind of a deal. Like pick your own colors or just have like sets. Because so many people buy multiples of those needle cases, which is great. I love that. I've been wanting to do something to like make that easier for people. And I think that's the way I want to go. But then I feel like, what kind of set do I do? I could do like, you pick 3. That's what I was thinking. Or I could do like a set of 4 pastel or a set of 4 metallic. Maybe I'll do both. Right now I sell them for, I think, $7 each. You pick 3, it could be like 18 instead of $21 off of each of them. Something like that. We will see. I do have some like pattern bundles that do not sell very often. But I wonder if it's just because of patterns that are in them. Like one of them's a Christmas pattern. There are 2 Taylor Swift Christmas patterns. 2, 3, 4. 6, 7. So I guess I never really expected that to sell a whole bunch. But it's a nice thought. And otherwise it's just figuring out cross-stitch kits. Oh, nuts. Nuts! I missed a section right here, so now I have to go back. Wah wah. Yeah. At least isn't the one with the Oh, actually, no, it is. I have to do all the double crochets. I always do this. This is what I've done so many times. I've had to redo this. I've had to redo so many rows of this because of this that I do. Where I miss one little section, but then it throws off like the shape of everything. Then I have to go back and fix it. Want. Tearing it all out, redoing it. That's okay. Luckily, it's pretty quick once you get going. That's really annoying. I hate doing these double crochet stuff. I missed this last section that I need to do to anchor it. So it matters because the whole like edging of the shawl with the little shells will be thrown off if I don't fix it. Want. Okay, nobody look. It's too sad. Also, anyone who's here, what are you working on? What are you up to? Tell me. I am working on the Lost Soul shawl that I'm making for a birthday party / Ren Fair costume. I'm going with witchy vibes. So we're doing skulls. Which has actually been surprisingly difficult, but also a nice little jump back into crochet, because I have not done crochet in forever. But it is what I started with as a youngin'. I didn't learn knitting until 3 years ago. I did crochet most of my life, so it's muscle memory, but I am very much out of practice. And this is not an easy pattern. Okay, restarting. A nice pile of yarn in my lap now. Otherwise, I found this show. It's on Max that I've been binging. I'm almost done with it. It's called The Head. And it literally starts with people finding a beheaded colleague while they are on their base. Their Dutch base. Danish base? I can't remember. Anyway, they're at their base in the South Pole for the winter. And then they find one of their colleagues beheaded out in the snow. And that's how it starts. And then it's just like very much a thriller with pretty much everyone ending up dead. But it's really good. It's kind of a slow burn. Plenty of action. But you really don't know what happened until the very, very end of the first season. And the second season is like a continuation of it. So I very much am enjoying it. I think it's 6 episodes for each season. So I think I'll probably finish it tonight. Because I'm kind of flying through it. Since I was mostly doing math yesterday, I could watch a show while I did it. For school. I didn't need to do a bunch of reading or watch a lot of videos. It's mostly just math practice. So I could have a show playing in the background. So that one's a fun one on Max. We just got Max again after a long hiatus because there's that new like Hulu, Disney Plus Max bundle that makes it somewhat justifiable. I don't know how long we'll keep it. Probably not long. But I figured why not for now. That I'm enjoying. I watched The Fall of Diddy also on Max, which was hard to watch, but interesting. I learned more details. Otherwise, I've been glued to Blake Lively v. Justin Bell Downey. All the updates. I just love court cases. I think the legal system is so interesting, and so all of those updates have been really fun. I've been very much enjoying that. A little bit of voyeurism into like celebrity lives of celebrities, of mega celebrities also. Like these are A-listers. Which is interesting and rare. I highly doubt it'll go to court, but if it did, Blake Lively being deposed would be crazy. Taylor Swift being deposed? Crazy. So the stakes are high in this one. It's kind of fun to watch. Me and my sister have been Marco poloing back and forth. We go back and forth on what we think about everything. But we've been following it since the beginning. And Daniel, your talk of pizza made me hungry. Now I want pizza. But also I don't. I'm excited for Vincent to get a haircut, and I've been like trimming his beard for a long time. I gave him his most recent trim haircut, which was good. It needed to be like shortened up because it was like way too long at the very back compared to the rest of it. It was like starting to look like a little like, you know, fin hanging out at the bottom. So I trimmed it to like kind of all match. But I haven't touched it since, and it's been a long time. The whole year basically. So I'm excited for him to get a haircut by someone who actually knows what they're doing. And he really needed a beard trim. And I've also been doing beard trims, which they're fine, they're not a big deal, but it's just nice not to have to do it. My hair's long enough, I just cut it myself now. All the time. I might go in at some point and get my layers reshaped because it has grown out from a mulletish cut. The layers are like very staggered. And it'd probably be good to like kind of get them shaped better. But I just haven't wanted to spend the money on it. Female haircuts are so expensive. So I've been putting it off as long as possible. I'm happy for Vincent to go do that. And I get my nails done every month, so that's like my way of treating myself. I really prefer going to the nail salon than going to the hair salon anyway. I really don't like going to the hair salon at all. In fact, I think it's the washing. I don't like getting my hair all wet just to get it dried again. I don't know. I feel awkward. I feel like I look awkward. I act awkward. I'm just sitting there like a sad wet cat. Nail salon, I feel cute. And I like chatting with the nail people. I found the best nail tech ever. I love her so much. She's across the street from me, so super, super close. And she's really talkative, which I love. I do not like sitting there in silence. And she is genuinely so incredibly talented at nails in general. She's just super detail oriented. Her shapes are perfect. The nails are super thin and beautiful. And I haven't had any problems, like no breaking or chipping or anything. So they're just the right thickness. Like they feel really thin, but they haven't had any issues. So I love that. I will go see her tomorrow and we will talk. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't really want to do straight black. I was thinking like a really dark purple. I don't really want to do red either. I'm kind of staying away from red these days for obvious reasons. you know. But like a really dark burgundy would probably be okay. I just feel like that's so like cliche. I might do like a dark purple. It needs to be witchy, but it can still be fantasy. It doesn't need to be like overly goth. And I do have to keep them for like 3 weeks to a month whenever I get them. So I don't want them to be like too extreme because I have to live with them. So just something dark. And I think I found the rest of my costume at Goodwill. I had really good luck with the one day that I went there and got like everything I needed. And then Vince, he's kind of doing a warlocky situation also. So I got like a really big black tablecloth and I need to sew that into like a cloak for him. And I found this really cool like leather belt situation for him too. But that works good. We'll do like some cool like Viking braids and stuff for him. I think he found some cool accessories. I think that'll work out good. I got a very cool, very legit corset, which I've never had my own corset before for costume purposes or any purpose. And I've just only ever borrowed my sister's. My sister is a huge Ren Fair girly, so she has a bunch of costume pieces. But we are very different sizes now, and she's always been like a double D cup, and I've always been an A cup, so that already is tricky. They've never quite fit right, so I just got my own that like fits me perfectly, and I love it so much. It feels very fantasy, very cool. And then I have a black dress that I'm gonna figure out if I need to alter any of it. I don't think that I do very much. I think I'm just gonna cut a slit up the side. And I have some cool like netting and fringy, all black types, like pieces to tie in interesting ways. And then I have this last little shawl. So I think that is, oh shoot, I don't need to do a stitch. So that is like the crux of my costume. I did just find all of I have lots of pairs of eyeglasses from over the years. I have not changed my prescription since 2016. I probably should, but I have a bunch of pairs of glasses that I've collected now, so I don't want to change my prescription because then none of those glasses will be good anymore. So I still have the same prescription, and I was looking to see if I had any glasses that would work better for a witch, and I have black round frames that are kind of Harry Potter-ish, which isn't the right kind of witch. I'm not doing like a Harry Potter witch, but it still feels more fantasy, so I might do those to go with my costume. I did change out my, like, the silver glasses that I usually, they've been like my mainstays for the last few years. I'm on my second pair of them actually, because one of them I destroyed while we were in the van at a Planet Fitness. They scraped right up against the tile wall of the shower and were absolutely destroyed. And I had to figure out how to get them shipped to Austin, Texas, which was hard. But yeah, so those are my second pair. I've been wearing them every day for the last few years. I do really like them, but I'm kind of ready to change it up. So I've swapped for these tortoiseshell ones. For now, at least. These ones are a little bit big, so they don't stay on super great, but I do like how they look. They're kind of fun. Oh, shoot. And otherwise, I just feel like I'm bursting with creative ideas and not good at executing right now. I think what worked for me really good last time, in 2023 when I first started my Etsy shop, what worked for me really good when I started is just having like set things to do on set days of the week. So I think I might start doing that. The tricky thing is, like, I can't do the same thing every single week. Like, I can't order a new needle minder every week. But maybe I can just have, like, one day a week where I work on them. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Because I am, like, struggling with, like, how to prioritize in, like, a way that makes sense. I sat and figured out my calendar for the month, and I kind of went day by day and, like, figured out what I need to do each day. And I've already, like, totally failed at that this week. Like, I almost always overschedule myself at the beginning of the month, so that's probably the main issue. But, I'm like, okay, maybe if I just have set days of the week for set projects, then I just go into it knowing, like, today is the day for this, and I don't do anything else, and then whatever I get done is what I get done. I don't know if that may work better. That's what I've been doing for school, is just Tuesday, Wednesday, and I spend all day on school those days. So I just know I'm not touching work, I'm just looking at school. And that helps with that, but I kind of haven't quite figured out how to translate that to my work schedule, and my like work hours are suffering because of that. So I don't know, I gotta figure that out. If I can tackle that, then I will have totally hacked my routine for my life, and then it'll be like all systems go. Then I'll be, doing all of the things and actually able to keep up. I really want to make more YouTube videos too. I just have not had time to like film and edit and post. And I feel like if it's not like a compelling idea, then I don't want to do it, because it's not worth the effort when I have limited time, and my vlogs get 0 views. I mostly just make them for me, which is fine when I have more free time to edit them, but I don't right now. And I hate having a bunch of clips I never end up using. That's sad. And I'm surprised no one else has shown up tonight. Probably because I started streaming earlier. I might need to switch to later again. TBH. Might just be too early for people. It fits good with my routine, but that's not a big deal. Thursday nights are streaming nights anyway. They can just be what they need to be. Speaking of which, I have been thinking about a few different topics for videos that I might end up doing. I would love to walk you guys through like how I make enamel pins / needle minders. That was something I like searched for when I was, you know, figure out how to make my own. And I feel like it could be useful information. I might do like a structured video like that. Videos are infinitely easier to film now that I have my own office space. It's just like, I think I kind of feel like they need to be great, and I don't feel like they are. So I think I have like a mental block around that at the moment. I don't know why anybody subscribes to me ever, but I'm glad you do. I just need to be okay with less structured non-vlog videos, I suppose. And then just do like a filming day. I probably just need to do like one filming day a month is what I need to do. Maybe I just need to not overcommit and just do like one video a month. I think that's probably a happy medium between what I'd ideally like to be doing and what I can actually have time for. Oh no, I have a knot. Let's see. It's just hard to tell since this yarn is like a twist of two colors. It's hard to tell what anything is. There we go. Okay. Like I've been so busy. 1, 2, 3. That I haven't even played video games like hardly at all, which is kind of sad. I miss it, but I just have not had time. I need to probably like schedule in time, but I really have just been doing school like after dinner like multiple nights a week lately. Let's see. What else is new in my life? I did take over our family budget. We've actually never had a budget, really. We would have like very sparse meetings about finance and then just kind of feel stressed afterwards. But for the first time in our life, we're like doing good financially. We're making a good chunk more than we were spending. So we can actually put some in savings, which we've never been able to do before. And a lot of that, I feel like if we had stopped van life a year earlier, we probably would be further along. But a lot of it's just like van life makes stuff harder to do, for sure. I'm okay with it because I loved those experiences. I would not trade them for anything. But still, it did make things harder. Okay, I'm actually gonna pause and look at this and make sure I didn't mess up anything again before I get too deep into this next row, because I will regret it if I don't. Just in case. I'm not undoing this again. I think we're good. Yes. Everything needs these like 3-stitch gaps, which is what I forget to do sometimes. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. We can continue. Big old pile of yarn. So budgeting is actually a lot more fun because we have like multiple accounts with money in them. We literally, guys, the entire time that we were in the van, we only had a checking account. We did not even have a savings account. We don't have any credit cards. We have lived like totally in the black, which is awesome and hard to do. So we're really proud of ourselves for that because we're paying about $550 towards debt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On top of just all of our monthly expenses. And then, you know, living our van lifestyle, traveling a lot, eating out more, and then working our remote jobs that we're both, you know, self-employed business owners. So we did pretty good for ourselves that way. Just like we didn't go into debt for the van. We basically, after selling the van, we've ended up debt-free and with a little bit of savings, which is great. So that feels good. But yeah, the whole time we were in the van, we were living in the black, but just barely. And one thing that we've never had that would give me just so much peace of mind is having an actual, like, solid emergency fund. We've never really successfully had that. We've had like a few extra thousand here and there, but we've never been able to like maintain a solid savings because we've just always been traveling and been working for ourselves, and there's so much up and down with that. And it just wasn't a priority. So, that is my goal for this year. That means, like, you know, being more strict with what we buy, and which is nice. Like, since I'm in charge of the budget, it's nice because I'm just seeing it all the time. I'm like aware of it. I'm not like, well, I'm sure it's fine. I'm like, okay, so does this fit into these numbers that I selected? It just gives me like more awareness because I do most of the purchasing for the house anyway. At least I do the planning. Vincent actually does most of the grocery shopping on his own. Mainly on Sundays. I will like stay here and do housework while he goes grocery shopping. And he's a good grocery shopper, so I let him. But I still do most like the meal planning. So, it's nice to just be in control of it. Too. And so far so good. Last month obviously was crazy because we had just moved in, we had a ton of stuff to buy, and we still had like the residuals from selling the van that were kind of moving through our account. So the numbers are very off for January compared to like what they really are. So it's kind of hard to get a handle on like exactly what the budget will be for the next year or two. But I'm starting to figure it out, and it's kind of a fun project. It's less stressful when you're not like trying to figure out how to pay bills. It's like when it's like about optimization and putting more into savings rather than like figuring out how to pay bills. It's way more fun to look at finances. That was what was stressful about it before. And then just, you know, like we know that we could cut out a ton of stuff and just sit here in this house and be good, which is nice too. With the van, it's like there's always costs associated just because you have to move periodically. So you're always having to plan for like the next spending. And having a home with a whole bunch of stuff that we own, where we're like comfortable, we can just be home and be good. Like we spend a lot of time at home now. I don't go out nearly as much as I used to. Like I used to really love to run errands, but I think it's because I didn't like being like in the van all day long. I mean, who would, right? Or also like if we're staying at my parents' house, which we did a lot, like whenever we were in Arizona, we'd be at my parents' house in their cul-de-sac and hanging out in the house with them, off and on, which is so nice and generous of them. But it's still like not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still not home, you know. Like that's, you're just a guest, and so it's really nice having like a home that we like want to be in. I think that's something that I didn't really fully understand until we've had this place, because like even in New York, I liked our New York apartment, but I always wanted to be out doing things, and I think it's just because it like wasn't 100% comfy. The place is falling apart first of all, and because the kitchen gas didn't work, it was not easy to cook there, and it was not fun to cook. It was mostly like difficult to cook. So making food wasn't nearly as enjoyable, and the layout of it wasn't great either. It was like a long strip. So it was like entryway, like door, entryway, kitchen, and then a doorway, and then the living room, and then a doorway, and then the bathroom, and then a doorway, and then the bedroom. So it was just like, it did not flow really great compared to this apartment, where like Vince and I, we each have a room basically on either end of the apartment. Vincent's in our master bed, which I do sleep in, and then I'm in the spare room, which is my office. And and then we have like all this nice living space in the middle with like a dining area, kitchen, and living room all kind of like really connected. So like making food is easy, and like hanging out and watching TV is really fun. We just got like a really big new TV, which is fancy. And then we have a PS5 so we can like play games. It just like feels good. And it's nice having like separate work areas where like at the end of the work day, when we come to like eat dinner together, we just like shut the doors of our respective spaces, and then we just are like together. 3, 5, 6, 7. It just works out really good. Like I'm good with it, and I have more desk space than I've ever had. I never had a lot of desk space in the New York apartment either, and we never had an actual kitchen table. We've never had a kitchen table really, like our whole marriage, actually. We just always ate like at the coffee table in our New York apartment, and now we have like an actual dining room table with dining room chairs that are really comfy. We don't use it a ton, but like I just love having it. It feels very adult. So this apartment definitely feels like a really big upgrade, and I think that's one reason why it feels good to be here more than our past situations have. Which I'm really happy about, because that was the goal. Like if we were going to leave the van earlier than planned, it needed to be for like an upgrade of a living situation. That was my thing. I just like did not want to downgrade. It was like a real deal breaker for me. Is like, if it is like, I'm not moving to like a shitty place that sucks the life out of you. I'm just not. That was why we wanted things like ground floor apartment was a big one for me. I did not want to be climbing stairs all the time, because I wanted it to be easy to run errands and easy to come home. And then space. And then being able to afford to like buy some new house stuff. So that turned out really good. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. One thing about this apartment is that it doesn't get great light, which is, you know, not good for a content creator like myself. Because all the windows are south facing, so it gets good like diffused light, but the living room definitely feels like kind of dark. So I played that up. It's kind of cave-like with lots of like dark jewel tones and black. This office room actually gets the most light, because most of this wall is like a sliding glass door, and the cats like to hang out here and sleep all the time because of that, I think. But the bedroom definitely is like pretty dark also. Vincent doesn't care, because he uses like all of these lights and stuff anyway, but I don't love it. I find it annoying. Let's see, I'm gonna fix this. You can tell the sun's going down now. That's better. But yeah. So that's probably one reason why I've like kind of struggled more with doing content too. Hello, Daniel, welcome back. I have no idea who I've been talking to. Myself mostly. Which is fine. If you're here and you just like to listen to me talk, that's fine too. I don't expect you to be chatty. But anyway, the real question is, are you an overhead light person or a side light person? I am forever a turn off the overhead light, it hurts my eyes, turn on every lamp. So I have multiple lamps in like every single room. That's how I am. That's how I choose to live. The overhead light really does like hurt my eyes. Like Vincent, it'll be like 10 o'clock at night and I'm like getting ready to go to bed and he will be like in the bedroom with the light just blasting. You know, I don't know how he does it. Kind of crazy. Couldn't be me, that's for sure. As soon as I walk into the bedroom, I turn off the light and turn on the side lamps. Could not. It hurts. I don't know, like it actually legit hurts my eyes. And I do have like a whole wall of lights right like behind my computer screen. They're actually lights we used for our wedding. Daniel, you've started to be a lamp person? It just sets the mood. I feel like I can think better when I'm not being hit with too much light. I don't know. But yeah, I have like a whole wall of lights. There's like long string lights. From our wedding that I have had I had in our New York apartment also. They still work, so I put them back up on this wall here behind my computer screen. I also have those at night, which I really like because they're just like LED soft lights. But because they're so spread out, they like light up the whole wall. So I really like that. My college friends hated overhead lights, so I got used to setting up. Yeah, I've been like that since forever. You know, I think it stemmed from just living with other people and having to be like on their sleep schedules. Different friends I lived with in New York and stuff. Where I just got used to like using less light. And I was just I've always been such a night person anyway. Like I would be up late working on stuff in my room all the time in high school, which just required lower lights. One, so that everyone doesn't walk past my room and instantly know I'm still awake. Mainly it was that, actually. But yeah, so I don't think I've ever been an overhead light person. I can't think of a time where I chose that as a way to be. I have them on in my office like during the day. I'll have both my lamp, my wall of lights, and the overhead, all three of them, on during the day. If I'm like working on like restocking or something, especially where like I need better light to be able to see what I'm doing, then I'll do that. But otherwise, lights off. Especially once it gets dark outside, I really don't like having bright lights once it's dark outside. It's like the contrast is too much, I think. Maybe I'm just a low contrast person. I know like light eyes can be more sensitive to light. I have light green eyes. And I do have a harder time at the movie theaters with like the bright lights of the movie. And I always wear sunglasses, so that could have something to do with it also. just think kind of everything looks better in softer light. We look better. What we're working on looks better. So maybe it's that. Okay, what's next? Crochets. 4 stitches. Okay. Really is so much pattern to remember. I can't do it. We'll see. I'm just waiting for Vince to be done with his barbershop appointment, and then he'll text me, and then we'll figure out what we're doing for fast food tonight. I don't know what I want to have. We did, Tuesday was just, I can't remember what happened. Something happened, we really didn't feel like cooking. And so we were like, are we just gonna get takeout tonight? And we're like, okay, because we actually didn't do takeout the week before, because we ended up going over to my parents' house the night we usually do takeout. Just a sec. 1, I gotta count. 2, 3, 4. Adjust, please. Why is my camera not doing what it's supposed to do? There we go. I also don't need such a bright light, I think, because it's darker outside. It's better. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we didn't do takeout last week, so we're like, we could do it, we could skip it this week and save money, or we could do it twice this week. And of course we chose twice this week, because we're not that interested in saving money. I say if it's in budget, we should treat ourselves. That's my opinion. 5. So we did like Taco Tuesday. That worked out good. There's this really good place, Boca, Daniel. We went to Boca. But it was only $20 for like 4 tacos and queso for us. So not expensive at all. And then we had tacos again last night because that was already on the menu and we had all the stuff, and so we just needed to do it. So now I'm like, 1, we're definitely not doing Mexican food tonight. But I also kind of don't know what I do want. Vincent will get it on his way home from his appointment. So that's nice. I don't have to go out and get it. He gets to do that. Usually we go out together. It still feels like such a luxury getting to go through the drive-thru, which is so crazy. But it is very fun now to be able to do that, because we could not do that in the van. Much too big. Let's see. So drive-thrus are fun to do, and then I kind of feel like Panda Express maybe. Don't tell Vincent. He always wants Asian food, and I just like, I like Asian food. I'll eat, you know, any kind of Asian food is fine. I'll eat it. But I don't crave it all that often. Not like I crave Mexican food or hamburgers. Those are my go-tos. It's very Arizona American of me. But those are just my faves, and so I don't really crave Asian, but Vincent does like all the time. And so I feel bad. He like, that's always his first thing he thinks of, and we hardly ever get it. So maybe we'll do Panda. That's like a happy in between. This is not real Asian, but it's closer for him. They just actually are pretty affordable compared to some other fast food places that are really not fast food prices anymore. Like Chick-fil-A, we try to avoid Chick-fil-A anyway, but like Chick-fil-A literally is like $30 for the 2 of us. Like that is not fast food pricing. Most other places like Freddy's or Raising Cane's are not much better. And then same thing with like Taco Bell and like McDonald's are so expensive now. So we just don't go. If I'm gonna spend $30 on food, I want it to be like good food, not a Big Mac meal with medium fries. And if we're doing like real fast foody kind of Mexican food, instead of Taco Bell, we've started doing Del Taco because Del Taco is a lot cheaper also. And Vincent actually likes their burritos better, so that works out. I still crave like Taco Bell's, mainly just like their ground beef. It has like such a distinct like flavor and texture. I do crave that sometimes, but we don't get it very often anymore. The one that we've actually been getting the most is Sonic, but we just get drinks there really. Sonic fast food, their food is definitely very much fast food, and it isn't expensive. It's the same as everything else. Or maybe a little bit on the cheaper side. On their app, they actually do have really good deals on their app, and their drinks are always half price on their app. All their like sodas and slushes. So that makes it like worth it to stop by there because the drinks are nicer and it has better ice and stuff than like other options. Definitely better than other fast food places. Sonic drinks are way better. We pretty much exclusively use their ice now too, because it lasts us like one bag will last us like 2 to 3 weeks, and it's like $3 for a bag of ice. So that is not too bad for like nice like a pebble ice. Like, I will take that. It's also like so much better. It's better for like my sodas if I'm having like a soda in the afternoon, and it's also better for cocktails. Their ice is good for cocktails, so that works out great. We have been doing Sonic more. Every once in a while I crave a hot dog. They do right now have pickle fries also. I love pickles, and I love anything fried. So pickle fries are one of my favorite things on earth, and they do have pickle fries right now, and they are good, I will say. At least the ones that I had. They definitely taste like fast food. Like, they're not as good as like, I don't know, Texas Roadhouse, like pickle chips or whatever, fried pickles, but they're tasty. I think it's honestly just like the shape of them. I think like discs of like pickles fried just are juicier and crunchier than like spears. If that makes sense. Three. 4. 5. Oops, that is an extra loop. One thing I'm always down for too is Pete's Fish and Chips. Maybe I should remind Vincent of that. Although it makes the cats crazy. Because they can smell the fish. But I'll have to remind him that that is also an option that I just remembered myself. I don't know where his barbershop that he's going to is, so if it's too far away, then no, we won't. And I'll probably be on for a little bit longer, but not a ton, because it's been pretty quiet tonight. I kind of want to see if anyone else shows up later, but I also don't want to be alone on here for too long, because it's kind of depressing. TBH, talking to yourself makes you feel a little bit crazy. But I just know, also just everyone's busy. That is just the way of it on a weeknight, I think. But I don't want to be doing this on the weekends either, because I am also busy. rear loop must fix. What I'm gonna do as soon as I get off of here is go back to watching that show. I think I'm really close to the end of the season, and I think that there's only 2 seasons. So, or maybe 3 seasons? I need to look and see. But I'm like hooked. I need to know the ending now. It's crazy. And I also need to keep working on that 4th wing pin. As much as I just want to crochet the rest of the night and watch a show, I probably should also draw. Which I think, I get feeling almost nervous about like going back to drawing after I haven't for a little while. For some reason, it just feels like harder to do. It shouldn't. I've actually spent more time with my Apple Pencil on my iPad than I have ever because I use it for all of my note-taking for school. So I have I'm getting a lot of use out of it. I just changed my paper peel cover because it was so worn down. So it actually is a really good time to sit and draw. But for some reason it feels hard. But I know once I start mocking up ideas, I'll feel excited about that 4th wing needleminder. I need to figure something out. Everything's a 7 in this pattern. Just long enough that it's hard to see it without having to actually count. So thanks for that. If I could add one more whole row of skulls today, that would be awesome. I feel good about that because each row takes longer and longer to do. Between this, I keep going back and forth. This is harder for me to do while I read because of just the way this pattern is. If it was a simpler pattern, I wouldn't feel that way, but definitely this is harder to do while reading, which is why I've been watching more shows. And then once you get into the habit of watching and not reading, you want to watch instead of read because it's just easier. You can turn your brain off more. But I want to keep reading every day, so I keep going back and forth on wanting to work on this one or my knitting project that I can work on while I read a lot easier. But this one has a deadline of February 16th, and the knitting project has no deadline. I just want it to be finished because I'm tired of working on it. Oh no, my yarn is caught. Shoot. Let's see. It's caught in between my desks. I don't want it to break. There we go. Ooh, that was a close one. It's okay, we saved it. And other than the head that I just randomly started watching, I think it's a complete show, it's not on anymore. We're also watching season 2 of Severance. We watched season 1 pretty much as it came out. It was so good. We loved it. And now it's huge. It kind of exploded. You can't believe how big of a show it became. Because it was so quirky and small when we first watched it. 3, 4. We tried to show it to different friends and it didn't click with everybody. And then other seasons that just came out. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have From. Love that show. Can't remember where it's on. Showtime? I can't remember. But then we also have is it Silo? that's also out. I actually can't remember now. There's one other one. Oh yeah, I think it's Silo that's also out. You know, one show at a time that we're kind of getting caught up on. And then older shows that we've picked up. We started watching Mr. Robot, mainly for Vince, because Mr. Robot, literally, it's about a guy working cybersecurity. And obviously, you know, not realistic compared to what Vincent would be doing on a job. But very enjoyable. So we've been watching that one, and then the other show is What We Do in the Shadows, which we started to show Daniel, and then right as we were watching it, my grandma decided then to come out of her room, which she usually doesn't do, like late at night. But alas, she did. So we had to turn it off, and she just talked forever and ever and ever, and then we finally were just like, it's 11 o'clock, we gotta go. So I don't even know if Dan finished that episode that we watched, but it is such a good show. We love What We Do in the Shadows. It's so funny. It's a little bit edgy. You gotta make sure people are good with like cussing and jokes about sex. But it is hilarious. So we've been enjoying watching that too. That's our light show. We always have like a funny show or a serious show that we try to have going. So like, just like on the back burner. Because new shows, like new seasons, obviously we will watch them as they come out and then they're done. So our backlog is always like one funny show, one serious show. And right now that's What We Do in the Shadows and Mr. Robot. And I've just been in such a dystopian mood. I've just been watching like dystopian movies by myself. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Like I watched iRobot the other day, yesterday. What else did I watch? War of the Worlds. And I've been watching documentaries. That's how I ended up on the head, because I was looking for something dystopian, and it sounded more sci-fi than it ended up being. I think I thought, like when I read the description, I didn't read it super close. The South Pole like station where they're at is called Polaris, and I think I thought it was like on a different planet at first. It's not. It's on planet Earth. But that's okay. So I was looking for something more sci-fi. Yeah, feeling very dystopian. There are a bunch of dystopian books that I have on my list that I will get to. I think I also was in a mood because I did just finish one. I finished it in like a day. It was so good. It's called Fantastic Land. There is a version, there's like an audiobook version of it on Everand. I had seen it in Barnes and Noble forever ago, and there's like the cover just caught my eye, and then it sounded intriguing, so I had saved it. It's kind of like a Lord of the Flies situation with a bunch of teens that ended up in stuck in a theme park after a natural disaster, and just like everything really quickly falls apart and gets very violent. So it's kind of fun. It's told like kind of like War of the Worlds, where it's like a reporter / like author journalist situation. He's like interviewing people after the fact to like get the whole story. So it's very much like not War of the Worlds, World War Z. That's what I meant to say. The book World War Z is the same, like that he's interviewing people to try to figure out like the start of the zombie plague in that book. And this one's similar, where it's like he's kind of like having people go chronologically through their stories from a whole bunch of different perspectives. It's super good. It's not very long, and I really enjoyed it. I think that's what got me in the mood for like dark, gritty violence. End of the world. All bets are off. Societal norms are gone. I really get in the mood for that sometimes. And when I see the world outside is not even science fiction anymore, might as well just watch a movie. there are some books. There's a couple. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be called Severance, a book that's like, it's like a zombie apocalypse where like the zombies continue to do like kind of a single task that they did as when they were alive, like over and over and over again, which sounds very cool and spooky. And then there's The Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler that has been highly recommended many times. Vincent read that one and The Parable of the Talents and loved them. So I've been wanting to read those. And then there's another one that my sister really liked. It's about the first Chinese, like a female Chinese doctor in like ancient China. Mrs. Tan's, I can't remember, Mrs. Tan something. I have that saved in Everend also to listen to, but that one sounded really good too. Colette said it was really interesting, just like learning about Chinese culture. Also, just like, especially foot binding, like blew her mind, which I had looked into kind of before, but it would be interesting to hear it from like first person, because I think it goes through her journals. So it's like, it's not fiction, it's like very much historical. But yeah, that one sounded really good. I have a lot on my list right now that I want to get through, which is why I need to finish this shawl so I can go back to knitting and reading and not watching. Oh, shoot. Actually, don't need to do any single crochets because we're joining the two shells because the skull below is done. This is always the hardest part because you have to bring the two pieces together and it feels uncomfortable. I have seen people hold their hooks so many different ways. I see a lot of like younger people, maybe it's the newer style, holding it like this, I think, which feels incredibly odd to me. Nope, I hate it. I'm going back to my normal way. I always wonder though, like, maybe I'm missing out on like an easier way. I don't think I am. I think everyone's just doing their own thing. I'm doing it the slow way, oh well. I knit English style also, so I do everything the slow way. I do have arthritic hands, like legitly, so I do kind of have to focus on comfort. Now we are doing the nose of the skull. Very cute little nose. Come on, this stitch is tight. There we go. I think that's pretty freaking cute. I really like this pattern. I looked at a lot of different patterns while I was because I had just seen this on social media and I couldn't, there's several different versions that people have made and it was kind of hard to tell which one was like the original. And this one had by far, I think, the cutest looking skulls. Some skulls are really not cute. They're kind of awkward shapes. And this one, they just like nailed it. I don't love this yarn. The ply is so loose that my hook really does not want to grab at all. But I didn't want to make any looser by using a bigger hook, so I'm just kind of stuck with it. Because I did try one size up the first time around, and it was like, it was too loose. You need to like really be able to see. Like the pattern already has plenty, it's plenty gappy. I don't need to like make it looser. Oh, I did it again. It does not need spaces in between stitches. It already has plenty of built-in space. Okay, we're just gonna wait for Vincent to text. When he does, I'm signing off. Because then it is time for dinner. Oh, speak of the devil. I just said that and he just got finished. Okay, we have texted. What will he say? We don't know. It's very exciting. We shall see. I told him, I'm thinking Pete's or Panda. What will he choose? Nobody knows. My posture gets so bad the longer I sit here. He needs cash though. That Amazon I hear. I heard someone drop something on the porch. Okay, medium 3-piece. Or I mean, 3-piece, medium root beer, and an extra sauce. If you are not a Valley native, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's pizza fish and chips. They're downtown Mesa. They've been around forever. And they are great. I have gotten them my whole life. Did it again. I'm so used to doing 3 single crochets after this shell. This is the only time where you don't do that. You join these together. Okay, great. Vincent is coming with grub, which means I'm gonna sign off because I have been here for 2 hours. It's been extraordinarily quiet, just like it was last week too. I don't know what's going on with all of you, but maybe I need to do a poll or something to figure out better times. Because it's not fun being here by myself, and I'd rather chat with all of you. If you can. I understand if it's just happenstance and everyone happened to be busy, but still. So maybe I'll check in on that. And I will see you guys later after I finish this skull. Then we're gonna sign off. So I need to get back to work, to be honest. Alright, see you guys later. Bye!